Okay, let's do this. You want to do this? Let's do this. Folks, welcome to the channel, The Modern Survivalist, and what we do here is survival and preparedness. For that, you need to know what's going on around you. Like in personal security, you need to be aware of your surroundings, what's going on, who's in front, who's around you, who's in your back, on your six, and so on. The same happens in a global context, all right? That's why a lot of what I do here is analyzing different political developments, what's happening in one country, what's happening in the other, and then you come across how the fuck is it that you're such a big name on geopolitical aspects of, and you don't get anything right? I mean, it's just a matter of doing a little bit of research, having a little bit of critical thinking, reading a few things here and there. So this is Peter Zeihan, I don't know the name. I've seen someone, it's a big YouTuber. He has like over, was 1 million subscribers, 500,000, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I mean, there's people that do all sorts of stupid things that have way more followers. So that's not an indication of how clever you are or how good your analysis is. But we are heading into very complicated waters. Things are about to get very interesting in the, well, definitely in the next few years, but already now, we're already living in times that are very trying. This is not for the improvised. This is not for the clown that just starts ranting nonsense, right? And again, I mean no disrespect, but for fuck's sake, examples, right? I was just watching one of his videos about how China is yet about to die and China is done. China is pretty much dead already, and that is all incorrect. China is one of the greatest threats the West has for a while now, and it's not getting any better. This is not going to go away. It's not just because Trump won that you're going to change. I just saw one of his videos because of you guys suggesting, hey, you saw what Peter Zeihan said? And no, I really try not to watch much of what he has to say because he is wrong about things, which we can all be, but he doubles down on this stupid. If I'm wrong about something, and a year later it's been proven that I'm wrong, and then 2 years, stop it. At some point you need to go, yeah, I'll stop this nonsense right now. One of the things he was just saying is that the United States has the largest navy in the world. That is simply not true. China has obviously the largest, most powerful navy, the newer ships, but it is simply how it is. China's ships are newer and its shipyards more productive. And not only do they have more as of right now, not only is China more powerful navy-wise than the United States. So it's not what he said about it is United States is more powerful than everyone else combined. I mean, I don't pretend people to remember exact numbers, but you need to have a broad idea of what you're saying, right? It's not this, no, it's not even close to that statement. China is definitely more powerful. It's not what you think it is, right? So no, that's a perfect example of listening to something and no, that is not true, but by any means. But the guy is sure that China is just about to fail. He's been sure about this for 5, 6, 10 years. And then you have stuff like this. So it goes into geopolitics. It goes into military stuff. Of course, Ukraine has already lost 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I don't know when he said it first. But then you have stuff like this, like crypto is going to die. Well, yeah, you see that this is 2 years ago. But listen to this nonsense.
There's never been anything there.
Crypto.
Yeah, it was always a hot dumpster fire.
Always?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that it was.
Joe Rogan says all the time that he's a meathead, that he's a dummy. No, you're not. I mean, you're not perfect, of course. And at some point, I think he's a little bit full of himself with his, yeah, I'm such a dumb idiot. You know you don't mean that, and you're not an idiot. And you've been around enough smart people, and unfortunately around enough clowns, but definitely enough smart people that know what they're talking about, just to know and smell the bullshit. Especially with crypto, I'm sure that Joe Rogan has heard of a lot of smart people that have said different. But listen to what goes on here.
All fraud. Always a hot dumpster fire.
Always?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that it was all fraud. Some of it was a pyramid scheme. There's never.
It was not all fraud. Some of it was a pyramid scheme. So he pretends there's nothing sadder than when someone that is dumb thinks that he's actually smarter than he is, right? When someone is limited, naturally, but most of all, and the thing that a little bit pisses me off is, do your fucking homework, man. If this is what you do your fucking homework. If you're going to talk about politics, if you're going to talk about what's happening around the world, maybe read a little bit. You know, stuff like this is really not all that difficult. This is something I found kind of recent. Where is this? And this is very good. This is a good read. Look it up yourselves. Don't make me throw links there. The Ambitious Dragon. And this is probably from a while back, but it's very accurate. Wrote by some guys, major, anyway, some dudes in the military. This is something I want to do a dedicated video on. But do your homework. Instead of just throwing random bullshit and pretending to sound. It was not always just part of it was a pyramid scheme. Do you know what a pyramid scheme is? You obviously don't know what Bitcoin is. That's very painfully obvious. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about, but you double down on it.
Some of it was a pyramid scheme. There's never been anything there. It serves no purpose. It's not a store of value. It's not a medium of exchange. And as we have seen, if you want it decentralized and not under government control, it is a haven for fraudsters. And now it is in the process of going to zero, except for Bitcoin, which will probably go negative, because if we're moving into a world with carbon taxes, you have to take into account the energy that it took to produce it in the first place.
Of course, this is the man telling you with such confidence that it will go to zero when it was about 15, 20,000. It was, I think this was right after one of those drops that it had. For those of you that don't know, Bitcoin is worth right now $100,000, right? And it will go up and it will go down. And I've been following for a long time. I definitely know what Bitcoin is. It is not what he says it is. It is pure math. It is, at least for those that understand what it is the purest form of what a currency should be, right? We don't have perfection in this world other than in math. Math is perfect. 2 + 2 = 4, right? The most simple form of math. 1 is 1, 10 is 10. There's no arguing against that. And you can have 10 imperfects, whatever, but the concept of 10 itself is perfection. It is a perfect concept, an abstract concept that lives somewhere else beyond our physical realm where such things can exist. That's what Bitcoin is for a currency. It would be a perfect form of currency, right, with human limitations. But in a nutshell, that's what it is. And that's why it's worth $100,000 right now, because enough people as smart as I am, which I'm not exactly an idiot, right? In a very small percentage of people, and people that are definitely smarter than I am too, and people that are maybe dumber than I am, but still smart enough and definitely smarter than this man here. All of those people, right, or at least a significant percentage, enough to show a tendency very clear of there's something here, man. And that there's something here, man, thing has pushed it to become something that's worth $100,000. And before I go, I don't have any Bitcoin affiliates. Such a thing does not exist. The only thing I do have is the link for Coinbase, which is the one I use because it's the largest one in the world. And I've been using it for many years, and I'm confident about it within everything that you see me talk about here. And you will have the link there below if you want to buy something. Yeah, just help the channel out with $10, and you get another $10 if you buy. I think it was $100 of whatever crypto you want. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm not going to get rich over that or anything like it, but yeah, there it is. That's why it's worth $100,000. And that's why dummies like this man here say the things. And people, oh yeah, and this was 2 years ago. What is it that he says now that it's worth $100,000? He doubles down on this stupid. He doubles down on it being a fraud and a pyramid scheme. He keeps on repeating the thing he knows he's wrong about. That's kind of fucking concerning. And it goes for this. It goes for the geopolitical stuff that he talks about in some of his stuff here. Right? He talks like a prophet. Like he fucks up things that are well known for even people that somewhat travel around the world and know a little bit about what the world is about. And he gets all of those things wrong. And it just blows my mind that I get these. Have you seen what Peter said? Yeah, I've seen it. I suggest you don't listen to him on anything. No. China is not about to die. It was not 5 or 6 years ago, whenever it was I first heard him say such nonsense. It was not about to die then. It's not about to die now. And it is very concerning where China is. It is definitely becoming a far more powerful than the United States can potentially be in the time frame that we're looking at of them making some very dangerous moves for the entire world. Again, I suggest you read that paper, and that's from the Department of Defense, even though it's not backed by it, but it's still interesting read, and it makes sense. That's one of the aspects that I really want people to develop, which is critical thinking. I mean, look up the paper. Again, I will not feed you this into your mouth. Look it up yourself, read it, and then see if this confirms other things you've seen or if it makes sense. Does it make sense? Yes or no? And that's where you have an opinion of things. But for fucking sake, stop paying attention to people that don't know a damn thing of what they pretend to be experts on. No matter with how much authority and confidence they may be speaking at. One of the things I actually pay attention to is people that are very cautious in terms of making these outlandish claims. Oh, they're done. Oh, this is no. It's usually a lot more of in that gray zone where things work in the real world, right? In reality. So you have to be moderate in terms of. And when you're I'm super confident about this. Yeah, I'm super confident about Islam Makhachev beating the living shit out of whoever they put in front of them, especially if it's going to be Moicano. Even though I love Moicano, he's going to get the crap beating out of him very quickly. I'm 95% sure of that. That's how you should speak, right? Not with this kind of dumbassery. Anyway, but this pays, I guess it sounds very good and helps the algorithm. So that's that. See you in our next video, folks. Take care.